Good morning, gym owners. Hope everybody's having a great week. It's Saturday here, and I'm heading into the gym today. I don't work too many Saturdays, but we have a Bring a Friend workout today. We only do it twice a year. We make a real big deal out of it and kind of open the doors and allow, clients and friends to, bring somebody to the gym to try it out if they, maybe want to get a taste of what we do and have some fun in the process. We make them a great offer and, try to get them, into one of our trial programs. So me and Dan always run those ourselves, and we just like to, it gives us an opportunity to connect with a bunch of new people and, give back to the people that are here and hooking up their friends and family and stuff like that. So it's a win-win for everybody, and it's always fun for me. Most people think we're going to crush them, and it's just, we make it fun. We make it a fun team-based workout and stuff like that. So it's a lot of, great time for me. So, hey, if you've been following me and you've been getting my emails, you see we just sent out yesterday, part 2 of the big 3, and part 2 is no simple systems, right? So one of the things that I, again, we talked about part 1, no time, and how to manage your time, right? By creating your ideal schedule, by delegating work, right, and leading your team to do things, to offload a lot of tasks from you, so that you, as the owner and operator, can focus on the more high dollar value task. Well, part 2 is kind of goes along with time as well, but it's no simple systems, right? If you want to make more money and you want to have more time, literally those are the two things that people want the most of, right? You either want to make more money or you want to put more time back, with your family, for yourself, whatever it might be. Then you have to systemize everything that you can of. And they say, well, when I ask gym owners, so what processes do you have in place? What are your core processes? Take me through your client life cycle from phone call, email, walk-in, all the way through, the first year of their life, and what happens to them. How are you, onboarding them? And a lot of people don't have that process documented. So let's just look at it this way. If you're not sure what to do with the client, well, then you could be damn sure that they're not sure what they're doing, right? And that's kind of like the idea that we've always had is like, look, if I can systemize, and not everybody follows it. I'm not saying that people are robots. I get that, right? But if I can in conception systemize everything from the moment I get a lead, right? Whether it's email, phone call, DM on social media, comment on social media, or a walk into the gym, that if I can outline everything that I would love them to be able to do and see in the first 365 days, that more times than not, I'm gonna win, right? I'm gonna win that client over. I'm gonna show them our value. I'm gonna get them, bought into our community and our mission and our vibe as a company. And I'm gonna have lots of opportunities in that time frame to connect with them, maybe even get them to, upgrade to higher price services, maybe get them to refer friends and family members and things like that. So, and lots of opportunity to, help them with their goals and their overall fitness, which is, the most important thing after all anyway, right, is leading somebody to their own specific goals. And that takes time. We all know that fitness is not something that occurs in 2 weeks. So if somebody gives me a year of their time, I'm going to get them fit. That's for sure, right? So if somebody comes to our classes and, whether it's private training, small group training, or large group training, if somebody comes and trains with us for a year, 100% they're going to get fit. They're going to change their lives, right? They're going to look different. They're going to feel different, and they're going to think different about training. So that's our goal. So what do you systemize? Everything that you can. Okay, so let's start, from the perspective of, lead generating, right? You want to have a systemized process for collecting leads, organizing leads, and following up with leads. So that's your lead follow-up conversion system, okay? Whether it's an Excel spreadsheet, whether it's a robust program like what we use, something called ActiveCampaign, Sales Message, and a lot of other, done-for-you kind of process that shoot out automated emails and text and things like that. or a notebook that you're just super diligent with, making sure that you're collecting all those leads, their information. The last thing you want is somebody to call you or email you or phone call, or walk in the gym, and you don't collect all their information so that you can communicate with them down the road. People always look at it like, oh, somebody walks in and I don't make a sale, it's like, bye, see you later. And I look at it like, well, they just weren't ready to buy right now, and they weren't ready to commit to a fit lifestyle. We're not selling sneakers, right? So when you walk, when you go to the Nike store and you see a dope new pair of Metcons and you're like, oh, I gotta have those, right? It's a yes or a no. It's either, do you want them and do you have the money, and buy them, right? Well, fitness is totally different. Fitness is, you got to make this commitment. We got to eat healthy. We got to show up to the gym 3, 4, 5 times a week, right? We got to change. We got to get more sleep. We got to change the way we think about nutrition. All those types of things. There's a lot of commitment involved, a lot of accountability involved, and that's where people fall off. So your job as a coach is to give them opportunities to be accountable and to give them opportunities to commit, right? So and that takes a little bit more work, right? Obviously, right? So, again, a very different product than selling, water bottles or a sneaker or a nice Yeti mug or something like that, right? That's just a simple, like, hey, I wanted a cool coffee mug, so I bought myself a nice Yeti mug. Okay? So the reality is that, you want to systemize everything. So lead follow-up is the first part of that. The client life cycle, what happens to them, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, 365 days. Are there opportunities in there for upsell? Are there opportunities in there for referrals? Have you built in accountability? Are you checking in with your clients regularly to make sure that they're achieving their goals, whether it's in-body weigh-ins or just, what we call just a checkup, right? A tune-up or an oil change, right? And we try to do those, at 30, 60, 90, 180, and 365, right? So it's like, hey, let's get call a client, get them into our system. Let's get a 5-minute meeting and just make sure we're on the same page. How's it going? How do you like the classes? How's your training? How do you feel? Is there any new injuries or limitations or anything that we should know about? Have you, those are systems. Those can be automated. You could even just use something as simple as Google Calendar and putting those notifications in when a client onboards. You put those notifications in for yourself right at the beginning of their life cycle, right? Or like we do, we use a program called Active Campaign, which you can automate a lot of that. You could send reminders to yourself and send reminders to the clients and things like that. So really great program there. Your onboarding process, another thing that needs to be extremely detailed and systemized and written out from top to bottom. And I even going back to the leads, like even having sales scripts for your phone calls and things like that. Like when your front desk people answer the phone, what exactly are they supposed to say and how do they convey that message? So having a defined sales system. So, but then when the onboard, right, that's the 30 days. That's the first date, right? So your onboarding program is like your first date with somebody, and you got to make it a good one, right? You got to make a good impression. And you want to kind of put your best stuff first and show them, that you're the right, facility and group of people for them to spend their time and money with and to reach their goals, okay? And so that's really important as well. And they'll outline that entire process. And then even like everything from the training, your training templates, how you train your clients, how you flow your classes, right? We have written everything down. Everything. How a class, what an ideal large group class should look like from start to finish. What a small group training session should look like from start to finish. What a private training session should look like start to finish in terms of how you flow it as a coach, and also our training system and what exercises and things that we do and how we categorize them and how we train our clients, how we grade our coaches meetings and everything like that. Even our team meetings have a system, right, and a flow, a meeting pulse, right, and we try to stick to that, although we get derailed a lot, but not everything's perfect. But again, if you write it down in its inception and what you would expect it to be if it was perfect, right, and then follow it as best as you can, it will become more and more and more reality as you go. And the key to more time and more money is repeatable, measurable systems. So get your gym systemized and let's go.